General Nader Batmanghelidj, early life and military career, birth and background. Born 1903 or 1904. Tabriz, Iran. His family background is not extensively documented. But, as with many senior Iranian military officers of his time, he likely came from a middle to upper-class background, enabling access to formal education and military training. Military education. Military Academy in Iran. He began his military education in Iran at the National Military Academy, laying the groundwork for a structured officer career in the modernizing Army of Reza Shah Pahlavi. Advanced training abroad. He received further professional military training in Germany and Czechoslovakia, gaining exposure to Western military doctrine and strategy common among elite Iranian officers during the 1920s-1930s. Military education foundational. Military training. Nader Batmanghelidj began his military journey by enrolling in the Iranian Military Academy, where he received formal officer training. This institution was a key part of Reza Shah's modernization of Iran's armed forces in the early 20th century. Advanced military studies abroad. As part of Iran's efforts to professionalize its military, Batmanghelidj was selected for foreign military education. Germany. He trained in pre-World War II Germany, gaining exposure to European strategic doctrine, tactics, and discipline. Czechoslovakia. He also completed training in Czechoslovakia, which at the time had one of the most advanced and modern military education systems in Central Europe. Skills and influence. This combination of Iranian and European training equipped Batmanghelidj with a deep understanding of Western military strategist, strong organizational and leadership capabilities, tactical knowledge that later helped him lead troops during national security crises like the Azerbaijan Crisis. 1946 Military Academy in Iran institution. Nader Batmanghelidj received his initial officer training at the Iranian Military Academy, also known as the Tehran Military Academy, the nation's premier institution for military education. During the reign of Reza Shah Pahlavi, era and context, he likely attended the academy in the 1920s. During a transformative period when Reza Shah was modernizing and centralizing Iran's armed forces, the academy aimed to build a new generation of disciplined, loyal, and technically trained officers, replacing tribal militias and irregular forces with a Western-style army. Curriculum focus: infantry and artillery tactics, military engineering drill and ceremonial procedures, national loyalty and monarchy-oriented ideology, introduction to European-style military strategy, purpose and outcome. This foundational training provided Batmanghelidj with the skills to lead in structured military operations. Pathway to international military education. The status necessary to ascend into the elite ranks of Iran's officer corps. Legacy. His early success at the Iranian Military Academy marked the beginning of a career that would eventually include top roles such as Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Governor General, and Ambassador. Early military career: 1920s-1940s entry into service, 1920s after graduating from the Iranian Military Academy. Nader Batmanghelidj began his career in the Imperial Iranian Army during the reign of Reza Shah Pahlavi, who was focused on modernizing and strengthening the armed forces. As a young officer, he stood out for his discipline and professionalism, which earned him opportunities for further training in Europe, Germany, and Czechoslovakia. Steady advancement through the 1930s and early 1940s. Batmanghelidj rose through the ranks, holding various command and administrative posts in the army. His Western military training gave him a reputation as a modern officer, and he gained trust from the royal court and senior military leadership. Arrest during World War II. 1941 in August 1941. During World War II, British and Soviet forces invaded Iran to secure oil fields and supply routes to the USSR. Operation Countenance. Batmanghelidj, then a colonel, was viewed by the British as potentially pro-German and arrested by occupying forces. He was imprisoned by the British until the end of the war, reflecting the Allies' concerns over Axis sympathies in Iran's military return and promotion. Post-1945 upon release. Batmanghelidj rejoined the military and was promoted to brigadier general. He played a key role in the 1946 Azerbaijan Crisis, helping re-establish central government control over the Soviet-backed autonomous regime in Tabriz, further strengthening his reputation post-war military rise following World War II and his release from British captivity. General Nader Batmanghelidj rapidly advanced within the Iranian military, becoming one of the most powerful and trusted figures under Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. His post-war rise was marked by strategic leadership in national crises, loyalty to the monarchy, and prominent command roles. 1946 Azerbaijan Crisis and National Defense Context after World War II. The Soviet-backed Azerbaijan People's Government in northwestern Iran refused to disband. It represented a serious threat to Iran's territorial integrity. Batmanghelidj's role as a brigadier general. He played a key leadership role in the military campaign to retake Tabriz and surrounding areas. The Iranian army re-entered the region in December 1946, ending the Soviet-supported separatist regime. Outcome: this victory not only preserved Iran's unity but also boosted Batmanghelidj's national prominence. Close ties with the Shah late 1940s. After the Azerbaijan campaign, Batmanghelidj became head of the Shah's military office, a trusted and politically sensitive position that placed him in direct contact with the royal court. He emerged as part of a group of military elites who were personally loyal to the Shah, a critical alliance during Iran's unstable post-war period. 1951 political appointment under Mosaddegh Batmanghelidj was briefly appointed as head of Iran's national sports and youth organization under Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh. However, political tension grew between the Shah and Mossadegh, and Batmanghelidj became involved in pro-Shah efforts. 1953 coup against Mossadegh. 1953. Batmanghelidj participated in the initial failed military coup against Mossadegh. He was arrested by loyalist forces. August 19, 1953, with U.S. and British backing Operation Ajax. Mossadegh was successfully overthrown. Aftermath: Batmanghelidj was released, praised, and rewarded for his loyalty to the Shah. 1953-1955. Chief of Staff of the Imperial Army, appointed Chief of the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces shortly after the coup. During his tenure, he purged pro-Mossad officers from the military, helped restructure the army to ensure loyalty to the monarchy, strengthened Iran's ties to Western military alliances, including CNTO. Location: Iranian Azerbaijan, especially the city of Tabriz. Opposition: the Azerbaijan People's Government, established in 1945. With Soviet military and political support. Soviet objective: maintain a buffer zone in northern Iran and exert influence, possibly leading to permanent separation. Iran's challenge: the central government in Tehran was too weak to act until Soviet troops agreed under international pressure to withdraw. General Batmanghelidj's role by late 1946. Batmanghelidj, then a brigadier general, was among the senior commanders leading the Iranian army's re-entry into the region to restore government control. Key contributions: led organized, disciplined military operations to retake Tabriz and other parts of Iranian Azerbaijan, ensured minimal civilian resistance by coordinating with tribal and local leaders, demonstrated professionalism in reasserting central authority without triggering international backlash.